I tried standing all of voiceover last video, just like rainy days. It hurt my feet! So I'm gonna make myself comfy this video and sit down. Anyways, what's this video about? Oh yeah, this video, we're going to Chicago, and make sure you're subscribed. I'm back in O'Hare International Airport, the only airport in the world where it takes you longer to get to the airport terminal from the runway than from another airport to this airport. Anyways, we took a public transit and got to downtown Chicago. The weather was perfect, and if you know anything about Midwest, then you know you should never waste that. And if you don't know anything about American Midwest, keep watching. For this trip, I had packed my Nikon FM2 with some rolls of Kodak Vision 3500T and Kodak 400C1. As for medium format, I had my Mamiya 6 MF with Potra 800 and a roll of Fuji Pro 400H. I really enjoy shooting cities, especially brutalist cities like Chicago, on black and white film. The lack of color makes the texture and the contrast stand out. And brutalist architecture is all about stripping the building and exposing the bare concrete and the pipes. I love the layering on this photo. It feels straight out of a noir movie. The weather was perfect for some street photography around the Chicago River Walk. After getting some bangers, it was time to get some dinner, so we headed back to the hotel and finished the first Transformer movie, It's Gonna Be a Pattern. After that, we hit the street again. 100 ISO at night is not enough at all, but if you have a sturdy hand and a can-do attitude, nothing is not enough. But I don't have that, so I quickly changed the film to Kodak Vision 3500. This is the film that they use to make Cinestill 800 with, but I prefer to shoot it at 500 ISO even though I processed this film in C41. I do want to try ECN2 someday, but I kinda don't fancy cancer. If you remember me mentioning that Chicago is in Midwest, well, if you sneeze the wrong way, the weather will change. While the first day was warm, the second day was freezing with foggy conditions. Well, joke's on Chicago, cause I'm into that shit. Well, at least the fog part, not the freezing part. The first stop of the day was the Harry Potter store. Growing up, I thought I would be a genius, just like Dumbledore. But as I am older now, my transformation to Snape feels ever more inevitable. While we were there, we did try some butterbeer, which was overpriced and oversugared. Well, at least they let me keep the cup, so I guess it was worth it. Foggy weather made everything look moody and surreal. It kind of felt like Gotham City. If you know anything about Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, they did take Chicago as an inspiration for Gotham City. I honestly was expecting Batman to come out of nowhere and jump a guy. Enough of that, let's get back to the video. We're headed to the Millennium Park because we heard that Mr. Bean was there, but we're utterly disappointed to see a giant metallic bean instead of Mr. Bean. Well, at least the people around it were having fun. And I was having fun capturing those people. On film, of course. we made a quick stop at the Museum of Contemporary Photography to see what actual photographers are doing. And after that, we headed to Chinatown. Here's a photograph of my roommate and our friend who lives in Chicago. And as mentioned earlier, it was Midwest weather, so it started to rain. And it got so much worse. So we decided to just head back to the hotel, where we finished the second Transformer movie. Honestly, not a bad movie. The storm settled down a little bit, so we headed back to the downtown. I thought I would shoot some medium format now, so I loaded my roll of Portra 800 that I have been saving for a while. I bought this roll of Portra 800 a year back in Washington, DC. I have already shot a roll of 35mm of Portra 800 and I had really good experience with it. It was one of those rolls where almost all the photos were a keeper. And this roll was no different. I had 11 out of 12 shots that I actually loved, and one of them was just a misfire. My plans for this roll of Portra 800 was to shoot the Chicago sign. Sometimes I see these people on Instagram saying how olden days were better, and then I put on my thinking cap and realize if I was born in olden time, statistically, I'll be more likely to be a medieval peasant. And there would be a very high chance of me ending as an exhibit in this museum. With the night done, we headed back to the hotel where we finished the third Transformer movie. An absolute shit show. I really regret that I will never get the 2 hours that I wasted on that movie back. Anyways, it was time to hit the bed because we have plans for next day. But the plan that Chicago had was to rain. We hardly cared because we were gonna spend the most of the day inside the Art Institute of Chicago. I finished up my 3 remaining shots of Portra 800 before loading a fresh roll of Vision 3 on my Nikon. Something special about this museum is the miniature room. All these miniature scenes are extremely detailed. I approached shooting them as I would shoot any other interior scene. The results are absolutely stunning. They're kind of surreal as well because I am shooting them at f1.8, creating this background blur that you generally don't see in interior photography or architecture photography in general. My favorite of the bunch was this Japanese one. With the miniature room done, I went back to my favorite pastime activity, people watching. I really love photographing museum goers. It is really fun to think that they come here to see art and here I am turning them into art. But I try not to get into people's faces though. I really like including people in my photos, but I really don't like taking photos which are just about the people. At that time, Art Institute also had a show for one of my favorite artists, Matisse. I really love Fauvism. It is a weird art style, but it's kind of fun. As we made our way out of the Art Institute of Chicago, it started to snow. But it was okay from us because we were enjoying a nice bowl of ramen with a slow rumble of CTA. But guess what? The weather changed again, and now it was beautiful and sunny, but extremely freezing cold. We weren't gonna waste this opportunity though, so we headed to Navy Pier to photograph this absolutely beautiful sunset. I really wanted to shoot Navy Pier in this expired roll of Fuji Pro 400H. It is a beautiful film stock that Fuji killed and chopped up and dumped in a pool full of piranhas. The view was amazing. Weather was absolutely shit. For non-American watchers, weather was absolutely shit in Celsius. It was freezing with high wind and my fingers felt like they were gonna fall off. Honestly, not disappointed. The photos slap. All 12 of these photos are really beautiful and I love all of them. I love the look that I could edit out of this film stock. It is kind of purple warm with the shadows kind of shifting more towards that purple magenta look, and I really wish that Fuji will bring this back, but they won't. That night being our last day in Chicago, we thought we'd go to the planetarium to see some shows. We saw 2 shows. One of them was about stars and the constellation, which was amazing by the way. And another one was a music visual display of Pink Floyd songs, which really felt like something we would have seen if we looked at Summer's brain in that one episode of Rick and Morty where she was huffing brake fluids. The 3 days of photographing Chicago was great success, and it was really fun to travel with my roommates. I do think that I got really good photos out of this trip, and it was fun to shoot Chicago in all the weather possible. Next video, we will be going to Atlanta, probably, and I'll see you there. So subscribe. Bye bye.